Hi YouTube, this is just a short video to explain IPS patching on the Retron 5. This is one use for it to translate Japanese games into English using IPS patches you can find on the net. One thing you must make sure is that you have updated the Retron 5 to the latest firmware of this date. I believe the stock Retron 5s did not come with this ability. I'm now demonstrating this on a Final Fantasy V Japanese cart, which I bought very cheaply for about £5 off of eBay. It was never released in NTSC and PAL, and it's great to be able to play the original SNES version of Final Fantasy V on the Retron 5 in English. Right, you want to go onto your computer and you want to search for a site romhacking.net. It's an absolutely great site full of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of ROM hacks, not just translations but hacks to ROMs to change the games, and there are some complete conversions on there. It's always good to check the status of the file to make sure it's fully playable, unplayable. So here I'm just doing a search for SNES. As you can see, I can't find SNES straight away, but I found it in the end. And then I did a search for Final Fantasy V. As you can see, it's come out with a few patches. I selected one which is fully playable, and you can read the description, which gives you a lot of information on the game, who made it, what's translated, whether it's fully playable or not. Also, it's always good to check out the README file. That will also give you information on the particular patch. So all that leaves is just to download the patch. It's either in a RAR or zip format, and here I'm just downloading it onto my desktop for convenience. So I'm now extracting the archive. Making a folder called patch, and now just putting the file I extracted into that folder. And now all you need to do is copy that folder onto your Retron 5 Retron folder, and then put it in your Retron 5. Now you're on your Retron 5, you want to go to your game menu, game specific settings, and select patch. As you can see, I've got a lot of many different directories in my patch folder just to keep it organised. But in the SNES folder, I've got Final Fantasy V patch folder there. So just open that and select the patch. Now patch expects header. Some games need this, some games don't, but this game does need it, so I'm going to turn it on. Configure save for patch. Now if you turn that on, that makes sure when you run that patch, Retron 5 is using a separate save file, so it's very important to use that. And when you do run the game, if you've got a save state from the normal game there, it will recommend you delete it because it's probably not compatible with the patch. So all that leaves is to play the game. It will say IPS patch loading, and patch is installed, and now Final Fantasy V will be translated into English. I have tried this with quite a few games. Final Fantasy 1 and 2 on the Falcon work fine. Mother works fine. There are a few other uses for IPS patching which I may show in a later video. But at the moment, as you can see, Final Fantasy V is now fully playable, Japanese version, but with English text. I hope this helps a few people, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Thank you very much.